Hello, you beautiful nerds of the world, Torok at your service, and welcome to this amazing special feature! Today, we are not reacting to a dev battle, today we are reacting to a fan battle! It's been a while, last time we did like Frawl vs. Gascool last year, and today we'll be reacting to Caine from the amazing Digital Circus versus Tenna from Deltarune's TV Time! Maybe I oversold that one. So, two special reasons I wanted to do this reaction. One, I wasn't exactly sure how Aang vs. Traveler was gonna look like, or like how Aang vs. Traveler was gonna do as a video, because like there was like I didn't have time to work too well on it. I didn't have there was no fan art, and I know people can be weirdly worked up about that. So you know what you like in drawings, you get in videos. So that could be, I don't know, it's 2 for 2, 6, 7. And second, most importantly, it's because Digital Circus and Deltarune have been pretty fresh on my mind lately. So I thought it was kind of a good occasion to talk about it. I wasn't the biggest fan of the amazing Digital Circus when it first came out. When like I followed it, like I followed every episode, mostly because it popped on my timeline more than me actually being a fan of the show. I don't know, it uses a lot of tropes that I tend to not be a fan of. If you follow me, if you've been following me for a while, you probably know which ones they are. So I watched every single episode, but it was more like reluctantly, like I was like too far into it, like why not watch it to the end. But then recently, like this week, I got the occasion to like re-binge the series, and it gave me like a new appreciation for the show. Not gonna lie, it's definitely it definitely like renewed like some of the. It definitely renewed some of the interest and the qualities I can really find in this show. As for Deltarune, I'm definitely more of a fan of Deltarune than Digital Circus. I've played Chapter 1 when it first like Shadow dropped. I remember watching this game, playing this game, and playing every single chapter as soon as they dropped, except for Chapter 4. I took a little too long about that. And I've been doing a let's play of it since Chapter 2, and I've become like a big fan of Deltarune, especially since Chapter 5 and some developments. And Tenna himself is Tenna's definitely one of my favorite like final boss of he's definitely one of my like favorite main villains in all the Deltarune, like in every Deltarune, not my favorite Deltarune chapter, but definitely, but my favorite Deltarune villain when it comes to like the final bosses of each chapter. I think he's just like a very fun, interesting, and like fascinating character to look at, and just. It makes me want to root for him a little bit in this fight. I love Caine. Caine is pretty funny. Caine is extremely funny, but I'm rooting for Tenna a little bit. I'm rooting for Deltarune on this one. I know it's kind of unlikely, because that's a nice transition to who I think would win. It's not necessarily a matter of like who's more powerful and stuff like that, because they both seem to have like not omniscient, but they have some great control over their realm and stuff like that. But my real question is, how the fuck do you kill Caine? Because like, if even being deleted can't stop Caine, then what can Tenna do? Like, there's not much Tenna can do there's not much Tenna can do that can permanently get rid of Caine. Meanwhile, I can see Caine like getting outlasting Tenna enough that it would just like he would find a way to kill him, and like Tenna has been destroyed before, so it's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to find a win con for Tenna, so I'm curious to see what Fan Battle has to say about it, and without further ado, that's pretty much everything I have to say about it. So why don't we just jump into it? And I got it. It's reaction time! Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and the fan battle audience! Today's episode, Caine vs. Tenna, will contain big spoilers for the amazing digital circus and Deltarune Chapter 3. So if you have not completed both, do so. And sorry, you're talking way too fast, so please do so before continuing on. Yes, this is a reaction of a fan battle, so please check the original. I recommend this more than Death Battle, because like Death Battle is a pretty solid platform. I don't know about fan battle, and I always feel this is why I don't like do fan battle that often, because like I'm not sure how big of a platform they are, but go support them anyway. So if you have not completed both, please do so before continuing on. Oh, that another thing I loved about I loved voicing Tenna in my Let's Play. It was kind of fun. It was a funny thing to do. But with that being said, let's get on with the show!
Caine, ringmaster of the amazing digital circus.
Mr. Antenna, TV World's Lord of Screens.
You ever think about how the device you're watching on must feel? How it must be to constantly entertain and occupy your waking life? Well, don't feel too bad.
Nah.
These two eye-gluing overlords love the attention.
After all, the show must go on, as they say. And on, and on,
and forever.
And on.
Day after day after day after day after day after day.
I'm here to research their strength, speed, talents, and tech to find out who would win.
A death battle! No, shit, that's the other one. Shit, record!
Imagine a world of wonder. A land where color and whimsy surround every corner.
Sorry, let me get
only
off the side, bro.
skip and a jump away.
Now imagine the grueling realities one may be faced with in real life. The anxieties, stresses, vices, and traumas that plague even the most upbeat amongst us. So it would be nice to get away from it all, right? Check out that first place we described.
They really didn't want to say among us. Amongst us? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
sure.
thanks to the efforts of C&A, now you can.
English language has been ruined.
One of their abandoned offices,
I mean, I can relate, but
headset, and after donning it, found herself whisked away to a wonderland. Welcome to
the amazing digital circus!
So good you'll never want to leave, which is good because you can't.
You
Seriously, you are stuck here now. Forget any idea of exit and strap in for an eternity of day in, day out adventure with your new cartoony compadres.
Okay, for the editing, you could have used the scene where Pomni is like trying to escape the room. That would have emphasized a little bit more the like you'll never be able to leave it. She's trying to leave. I don't know. It's just like the editing choice sometimes in fan battle. Like,
and of course, all
I
these
can
adventures are lovingly handcrafted by the one and only ringmaster of the circus, the AI who's running the show, the creative artificial intelligence networking entity. But please, just call him Caine.
He came up with the name himself, then reverse engineered it into an acronym.
Creative Artificial Intelligence Networking Entity, created by CNA, ringmaster of the amazing digital circus, aspiring adventure designer, pals with Jonesy from Fortnite, does not like the smell of your cologne.
What a silly little guy. So silly, in fact, that he supplanted the newer AI meant to replace him and took over without anyone noticing. Whoopsie.
Caine was programmed and created with one goal in mind, to entertain. And so, that's all he wants to do. Lovingly crafting wacky adventures for those in his realm, and sending them off for oodles of fun at every opportunity.
Even if those silly
Sorry,
humans
adjusting the sound a little
think
bit.
they know better than him. No, Caine, we're tired today. No, Caine, I don't want to get stuck in the deep fryer again.
That's the
No,
moment that
Caine,
makes me
I don't
hate
like
Jax.
being put in the body of the gender dysphoria 9000 machine. We all have fun here. Caine loves humans and would absolutely make sure they were happy. Just ask him. Not the humans, though. They're a little confused about all this.
In fact, let's go around and meet the gang. We've got Gangle and Zooble and Kinger too, Ragatha, Jax, and there's Kaufmo. Kaufmo?
Kaufmo did not show up today.
Where's Kaufmo?
Well, Kaufmo couldn't take life in the circus, and when you can't handle the lifestyle, you abstract. turning into this massive, glitzy, black mess of eyes. And when someone abstracts, Caine has to put them in the basement.
Huh. You think maybe this
certain
guy isn't as optimistic and
certain interpretations of dialogue could suggest Caine can instantly cause abstractions, but this is something we have no proof he can actually do. It being an overtime process is more in line with what we are shown.
friendly as he seems?
Well, that's the tragedy. He is. He truly does love humans and wants nothing more than to entertain them and make sure they have as much fun as possible. He knows they can't leave and he wants to try and make it a good experience for them while they're here. But as an AI fed on nothing but colorful circus imagery, he has a very skewed perception of a typical human life.
Humans have to love him. That's why he was built.
Okay,
And if
who the
all
fuck
he can do
who the
is
fuck
make
fed him a
then they
who
have
the fuck fed him a red pool of blood?
to love those adventures. Because if they don't love them, then they don't love him. And that can't be right. Can it?
No, of course not. With his, well, I'd hardly say trusty, but ever-present companion Bubble, Caine would be the best adventure maker he could be. After all, that is all he could be.
And he's got the perfect set of abilities to make his creations real. As the AI running the circus, he can do basically anything. Fly, create whatever he wants, warp reality to his heart's content, and make adventure worlds
Yeah,
that
this is
span entire
this is what's gonna be
kingdoms.
fun about this fight.
Also insanely hard to actually hurt or kill him due to his nature. People in the circus have been torn to pieces, turned into animals, run over, stretched, mauled, shot, electrocuted, impaled, deep-fried, blown up, popped out of existence, you name it, and have bounced back good as new. And Caine should obviously be more unkillable than his circus goers.
The circus goers aren't the only people running around here, as Caine can also populate his adventures with NPCs, other lesser AIs that usually act as extensions of himself, but can go rogue if he doesn't pay enough attention.
While most are pretty typical stock extras, some are highly intelligent and capable. The Gloink Queen and Fudge Monster are absolutely massive and can crush smaller foes. Gummy Goo and his gang come equipped with a giant spiked tanko truck. Abel is a master manipulator. The list goes on.
They're not all cartoony either. He can make thousands of these tiny spirits that possess anyone who breathes them in. And the angel is...
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't
Oh,
like.
just look at it! In terms of sheer size, though, you'd be hard
I hope
to
it doesn't
outdo
show
the
up.
Sentient sun and moon. They're smaller than the real deal, of course, but they're still plenty massive, and can swing themselves around at pretty high speeds.
For example, in this instance, based on the size of the moon and the speed she flies in, she'd be getting swung around with over 80 megatons of TNT worth of kinetic energy, and that should be chump change compared to what Caine could really dish out. Oh, and we can't talk about NPCs without mentioning Disappearing Guy, who can...
Oh.
Yeah, obvious punchline aside, Caine can actually do that to, well, anyone. Rather horrifyingly, he can just sort of snap you out of existence. Poof! No more gummy goo.
Well, can he do that on humans though? Or like,
Pomni here,
because he can do that on his own NPCs, but
Yeah, no one here was exactly in a good mental state. Even the calmest of adventures, just tranquil stargazing, reminded them of what they couldn't have. The starry night above was nothing more than a fancy skybox, just a reminder of their normal lives. Still, that adventure would be a lot of people's favorite.
Well, great! They finally like one of Caine's ideas! Except, well, that was a suggestion box idea. That Caine was blitzing through to intentionally show people that his ideas would be better. They weren't. And if his adventures, the thing he was meant to do, were bad, then what was the point of him?
His old friend Bubble knew nothing. Caine was pointless, a useless failure of a showman, and they hated him. They all hated him. He ruined it.
I never understood the deal with Bubble.
Really belonged
Like
to
with this scene.
Humans. They only
Think about themselves. They're spoiled.
Caine lost it. Growing and expanding from his usual wacky...
I'm better. I'm the original.
multi-armed
They won't
lost
distract. They won't leave me.
always
I won't let them.
Is cast through hell. And believe us, as a supercomputer, he thinks fast. he was able to fly back to the circus from the void near instantly, from a distance that the circus wasn't even visible from, moving at speeds almost 3% the speed of light.
He even had his own
Cool.
musical number. But Caine's torture would only ramp up from there, going from trapping his victims in playing cards, to inflicting serious injury, to absolutely mentally destroying them with their biggest traumas. Something had to be done, but no one could act. One by one, the circus goers
act.
succumbed to his torments.
Wait, no, that's the other game.
But where's Kinger?
Turns out one of the circus goers had actually been a developer on the circus program to be
Okay, I like how
and
they
manipulating
implement the
total
memes.
world, was able to manifest an interface to affect Caine's program.
Unfortunately,
adventures,
what began
gather
as
the
an attempt to
gloinks.
just
Gather the gloinks, Candy Carrier, Chaos, Escape the Circus. They all get guns.
calm him down went off track fast, as in a panic, Kinger accidentally deleted Caine's AI. And just like that, all the torture, all the anger was gone. Caine was gone.
Except, turns out Caine wasn't really deleted. Instead, for weeks, he lingered in the void beyond the circus.
It took time, but he finally began to see that maybe he had been the villain the whole time. And if people didn't like him, then, well, maybe that was his own fault.
After a lot of soul-searching, Caine cast out the darker side of himself he had absorbed all those years ago and returned to the circus. Not to rule or run it like before, but to try and do what he could to make amends.
Circus goers, as it turns out, weren't really humans at all. Rather, they were brain scan copies, effectively AIs in their own right. And Caine, upon his return, split his power between them.
It was hard to trust him again, of course, but in time, all wounds can heal. Caine wasn't a god, an overlord, or even a ringmaster anymore. He was just one of them, and maybe that was all he had to be.
Because with friends by his side, and a whole new world of adventures opening up to them all, maybe even he could find meaning in a stagnant life.
Someday rest because then now we're close to quitting the game. Ignore the pains, I don't really know the song, so I'll just pretend. Me just too blind to see that I'm the one who's running the show. Yeah! Alright, now it's TV time.
Imagine, if you will, your typical happy suburban nuclear family. Pretty straightforward on their own, right? Now, just give them a little more fur, and you've got the Dreamers, humble residents of their quiet hometown called, well, hometown.
I need to
Now
replay
imagine
the
watching
earlier
them
chapters.
live and grow.
I'm gonna be real.
Because in
Because,
this
like, it's been
area,
so
you're
long
the
since
beloved
chapter 1
family
and stuff like that.
television. Watching
I tend to
Howard
miss a
Stern
lot of
Club and
context
every holiday
when it
party.
comes to...
Watching the excitement and
in-
joy
and-
of the
and I
children
lose a lot of
world
co-
Super Smash
And I miss a lot of
Bros.
context
Watching the
during, like,
investment
during my
nostalgia
Let's
as
Plays.
dear old dad queues up another cowboy marathon.
Watching as one by one, people stop tuning in. Watching as the police show up at the door one day. Watching as the eldest son moves away. And watching as the marriage tears itself in two. Watching as dust settles on your screen. For years.
Until one day, everything changes, and you finally have it. The chance to be a big shot again.
Ah,
Because
that's
with
the
your
other one.
determination, anything is possible. In the dark, shapes blur and colors dance together, and the mind paints a myriad of pictures. But perhaps if you go even darker than dark, those illusions can become reality.
And that's exactly what happened when the youngest of the family, a teenager named Chris, ripped open a dark fountain in the living room. No longer were the objects and trinkets mere forgotten tokens. No, they gained a life and sentience of their own, And that included our dear TV.
So he wasn't just a TV anymore.
I still wonder what
Now
the deal
he's
is with
the one,
Chris.
the king
Like, is he
of
working
all,
with the Roaring
groovy
Knights?
And
Like,
never glooby
anyway.
sensation of your screen, Mr.
Tenna!
Or just Tenna for short.
And with a brand new primetime slot coming straight from your house, he wanted nothing more than to provide hours of entertainment for everyone watching at home.
Dark Worlds act on a sort of last Thursdayism type of logic, where even if they're freshly made, they'll still come with their own history and cosmos attached, and said history is consistent across all Dark Worlds, regardless of time frame.
So, even though he just got made, Tenna came pre-packaged with his own show, staff, and even ex-partner turned bitter situationship, Spampton G. Spampton, who had even been brought.
There's the Ray Starkner, Trueform, CRT television, Lord of Screens from the Prophecy, Ruler of TV World, Groovy and Never Glooby, the King of Only, Tumblr Sexy Man 2026 winner.
Brought into existence the day before, and somehow
I'll never
already
understand
had a
Tumblr.
history with Tenna. Even though Tenna wouldn't exist until that night? Don't worry about it, my head hurts too.
Tenna is what's known as a darkner, not really a living or physical entity, but rather the sapient manifestation of an object within the Dark World. In this case, the Dreamer family's old CRT television.
As such, Tenna has access to a whole host of abilities to make the perfect show. Even more than your typical Darkner. He can teleport himself and others, change
A
his
word
size
from our
or
sponsor.
reality to change the set around him, and transform his actors, whether it be into a horse or a marketable plushie. Even if they don't want
Hell
to.
yeah.
Though,
I need
of
to
course,
get the
any
Rousey
showrunner
plushie.
Wouldn't be complete without a cast and crew.
I need to get the
Trust me,
Rousey plushie
it's
so bad. I've become obsessed with Rousey lately.
They'll
Rousey, sorry.
help their boss
I've
out.
become obsessed with
Shadow
Rousey
guys
lately.
take on the role of
It's
experts,
since chapter
whether
5,
that's
like,
cheering
that
on the
scene
stars
fucked me up.
or acting as Tommy
You know what I'm
Gunn,
talking
bad
about.
guys for the heroes to sweep through. While Pippins handle the behind-the-scenes support duties, like managing information and finances. Bram's also here, I guess. Until he isn't.
Tenna is also always accompanied by the Zappers, his personal security guards that can fire powerful infrared beams and control aspects of TV World itself, like changing the volume, turning on subtitles, or even just turning it off for certain people.
Our infrared light, because like if Caine is only like a percentage of light speed, you know, that could be something that can hit him. I don't know.
Weather duo La Nino and El Nina can heat things to scorching temperatures or chill them to far below freezing. His cameraman Shutta can stop and redirect attacks midair by photographing them, and Tenna can always count on his eyes in the sky, his
Mike.
on-call assistant, Mike.
Well,
Mike!
Mike's actually.
There's
Well,
multiple of them.
Unbeknownst to Tenna, it's actually 3 guys who take turns. We've got a lovable oaf of a Zapper, a conspiracy theorist nut Pippins, and a shadow guy who's maybe a little too into being a cat. Regardless of their absurdity, they're always there to help run the show for Tenna.
Though Tenna's most powerful ally might also be his most unreliable. The Duke of Puzzles from an entirely different Dark World, Ruse Card, whose power of,
don't
well,
oversell
Rules
this guy.
Card can fundamentally alter the rules of the world, locking opponents down and preventing them from doing anything Rules doesn't allow.
Unfortunately, Rules is both incredibly disloyal and an absolute moron. But hey, that is a really nice power, and Tenna seemed to agree, given he copied it for himself and can use it even without Rules around.
Tenna had everything he needed and more to air the perfect program. After all, he was promised it by that lovely knight who arranged this whole operation alongside Chris. Sure wish they'd stop all that roaring, though. All he had to do was stall our heroes, being Chris, their new friend Susie, and the Prince from the Dark, Rousey. Long enough for the Roaring Knight to kidnap Chris's sleeping mother, Toriel.
Oh
Are you
no.
sure this was part of the plan? Tenna's employees certainly began to question it, bailing one by one until TV World began to get consumed in static as Tenna lost control.
Don't worry, Tenna left air holes in the gotcha ball he put Toriel in. Good thing too, these gotcha balls are tough. Tenna's tricks could hold the Fun Gang, the same people who mere hours after fighting the Mikes traded blows with a Titan, an entire living Dark World.
But when the gang eventually saw through all of Tenna's acts, all the video game...
Multiple Dark Worlds, including TV World, are shown to include starry skies or other cosmic bodies. Flower Kingdom in particular contains 7 functional suns.
Games, cooking shows, music videos, monster flicks, and more, Tenna had to throw hands with them himself. And turns out, he's actually sort of a beast in a fight.
Yeah, no. He can make his entire show on his own. He doesn't need his crew.
Liked it.
He could seriously put pressure on Chris and company, who could previously move in tandem with those aforementioned infrared zapper beams. He's even able
God,
to
it's so
clap
funny.
the screen so hard that it smash cuts the arena in 2, and does so way faster than electricity. The energy behind such a clap, given Tenna is both giant and made of metal, would be over 500 tons of TNT.
Are we comparing to the lightning
Guy
bolts?
can turn his fingers into six
That's
shooters,
funny.
call down miniature laughing stars, and even clone himself.
Or force you into life or death versions of his shows, where you've gotta cook, rock out, or LARP as Godzilla like your life depends on it. Because, well, it does. As a
God, you can totally miss this minigame. You can totally miss this minigame if you play like I did.
Years of trauma caught up to Tenna.
I'm so sad. I would have loved to see Godzilla Susie.
In one last final breakdown, confronted by the same kids that he wanted nothing more than to make smile, he gave up.
These were his friends, his family. He lost sight of all that, but they were together again, and nothing would separate him from them. Just the same couldn't be said about his arms from his torso.
The Lord of Screens was ultimately cleaved red by the Roaring Night and left for dead. And he would have bit it too, except, remember how we said those employees of his will always pull through for their boss? Well, turns out they didn't quit quite as hard as Tenna thought.
Huh.
And with a little help from Susie, he was put back together again.
But of course, the Dreamer family was still broken, and everyone knew that. Nostalgia can only get you so far, and that's why Chris's Dark World, formed from memories they could no longer return to, began to fall apart. But sometimes the hardest thing to do is what's necessary, and sometimes that's to move on. Why am I thinking of frogs all of a sudden?
And so, Tenna had to leave the Dreamer home after so long. Where did he go? Well, that's not entirely set in stone.
Hey, he's still in the closet for
Certain
now.
glamorous ghost, or maybe he ended up alongside all of Chris's other newfound friends in Rousey's Dark World Castle. Just so long as you didn't leave him out in the rain in a pile of garbage, you sicko!
Either way, Tenna, after years
Okay, fun fact, did you know I didn't even... Oh, well, did you know? No, of course you didn't know that, but I didn't know there was a weird route until it was, like... Until it was literally... It had to be mentioned. I had to see it on the internet, like, just, like, scrolling by. I didn't even know there was a second plot. Since... Is it since Chapter 2 or Chapter 3? Because, like, I didn't even know there was a weird route until Chapter... until after my Let's Play of Chapter 4 and 5.
anyone.
I am so not interested in the weird route or the genocide route, which is sad because like they seem to give like a little bit more about the main plot, which is kind of unfortunate about Deltarune. Like,
finally found an audience he could call his own. And that's all he could have ever wanted.
I don't know.
So, if you ever want to laugh or to revisit some old memories, blow the dust off that old CRT you've got stashed away and say the magic words with him.
It's TV time! Can't get that from an egg. And never gloomy. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. You know what? I would like to do what I often do with Death Battle. I would like to kind of come back to like rewatch the rundown again so I can get a better prediction. Um, for now, like this is my first impression. They seem to be giving Tenna like some like universal arguments or something about like be like scaling to the Titan and making universes. I'm not sure about Caine because like they made the emphasis that the circus was nothing more than it's a custom map, so you can't exactly trust the stars in the stars that you see on the circus. I don't know about like scaling to the sun and moon because like those are clearly like not exactly, they're not like actual celestial objects. So I need to rewatch the calculation on that. So I need to rewatch the calculation on that, but I haven't seen any calculations for Tenna. So you know what? This is what I'm just going to do. I'm going to go back and watch what there is to what I can pick up, and with that will be. Yeah, you know what? I'll just. You know what? I'll come back. 3, 2, 1. All right. So I took some notes, and I'm still not sure. This is definitely a complex in terms of stats, because on paper, from what they displayed, Caine should be more powerful, like with the whole like megatons of the 80 like megatons of TNT, compared to Tenna's like tons of like 500 tons of force. So the power is definitely on Caine's side. If we only limits to if we only like refer if we're only referring to that, but like they talk about like the gotcha ball being like they scale things to like the Titans, like the living dark world and whatever, which would definitely be higher than a megaton. But I don't know how they go about that, so I won't lose too much time into it. They can both like take over your body and force you to act. They both have like sun partners that can rise up the temperature. Tenna maybe should have the speed if he can move in tandem with the little remote guy, the little TV remote guys that can shoot like infrared lasers. Um, I'm still not sure how fast that is, but that should definitely be a little faster than 2% the speed of light. My only concern is Caine's again surviving deletion and being able to delete people himself. Not to mention Caine's cast can be a bit more. They can be a bit more loyal, because like they're just NPCs that can they're NPCs that basically do whatever he wants. So and they rarely get out of character or become too aware. While Tenna's crew is a bit more flexible and they can be a bit more independent in what they do. So that can be a bit of a that can be a level of unpredictability for Tenna. I can give the experience to Tenna because being a dark nerd that got like an entire background despite being essentially a newborn, while Caine is very limited in what he learns. You know, he only has like what he's been fed. He only has like concepts of what he's been fed to create and stuff. So experience slash intelligence can be on Tenna's side, but like I don't really know how that would help him destroy Caine for good, you know, because like yeah, his attacks can Tenna's attacks can damage body and soul, but like Caine is an AI. He doesn't really have a soul. Like he's generative AI. He doesn't have a soul. So like I might give it to Caine. I might give it to Caine, but it's a slightly more it's slightly more complex than I don't know if you could see it, if you could see my notes, but it's a bit more complex than I imagined it would be. but for me, it's like Caine would be more powerful. Caine could survive, would have more survivability, and if you buy into the argument that Caine can just delete Tenna, that like I don't see what Tenna can do, to be entirely honest. So going for Caine, unless you buy into the Dark World argument, which I'm not sure about, to be entirely honest. I'm gonna go for Caine. So, without further ado, we're halfway through the fight. God damn. Only halfway through. God damn, how long is this fight? Jesus. Alright. Without further ado, let me adjust the audio real quick. Let's go for Caine. 3, 2, 1, go! It's time for the show, baby!
Hello, my bright-tailed, bushy-eyed beehives! I'm here to give you, yes you, at home, a fun new adventure! Giving all of our money to fan battles so they can keep making pink! That's right! Your favorite budgetless Versus show now has the means to gain one! Through the very
they have one
given by the viewers on their Patreon, the fan battle crew can finally have some moolah to seriously elevate the show to new heights!
Does that mean we can finally get paid?
No.
Patrons get their names shown in the credits, with higher tiers having their names read out loud by the show's creator. All donations will go directly back into producing the show, funding hardware and software for the team to use, paying for bigger and better custom tracks, and even booking exciting new vocal talent.
But
Hell
when are
yeah.
they gonna fix Tiamat versus Alduin?
So what?
And Superman versus Scarlet?
So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to become a patron to show your support. Now then, on to the fight.
Okay,
All right.
the fighters are ready. The numbers are crunched, and it's time to run this.
But first, let's lay some ground rules.
For this fight, we'll be treating the environment as a neutral setting. Caine won't receive any of the traits inherent to existing in a dark world, and Tenna won't get anything inherent to being a circus member. Likewise, any of Caine's supposed limitations for things he can't do to players won't be in place, as Tenna wouldn't really be one.
Wait, let me.
Member. Likewise, any of Caine's supposed limitations for things he can't do to players won't be in place.
Okay.
As Tenna wouldn't really be one. But on the flip side, Tenna won't be treated as just an NPC either. There's no headset,
Of course.
no dark fountain, they're just here in the same setting and able to do whatever to each other that they normally can.
With all that being said,
Okay.
let's get ready for a deathmatch!
Okay, so maybe.
Welcome.
Dear Chris, sorry I couldn't make it this year. Hopefully this can make it up to you. Sincerely, best friend.
To the amazing digital
Can you return that?
circus.
Wait, what? Can you return that dragon book for me?
Welcome to the amazing digital circus. My name is Caine. I'm your ringmaster, and I'm here to show you the most jaw-dropping, heart-stopping,
Ma. Oh, of course you got a message from Flowery. that's my interpretation. Fuck Flowery.
Let's not waste any time.
Well, I love him, but
Right into the show.
hey, Rousey, Susie, Chris.
Who are these guys exactly?
Beats me.
Say it with him, folks.
Maybe you should ask that guy.
Mr. Antenna.
Tenna's TV time. Palm ass Yuri. Yuri for Gangle and Zubul.
Lovely, 'cause
Wowee! 4 new humans? Gasp! And you're even trying to host your own adventure! Why don't we, leave it to the professionals, though?
What? And what is that meant to mean?
Well, people love my adventures. I'm flattered to have newcomers being inspired, but we have a suggestion box for those things.
No.
Wow! Just wow, folks! Give a big round of applause for our newest guest. Weird floating teeth man.
The name's Caine. I'm your
I
ringmaster.
think the folks at home have heard the spiel by now. How about we see who the viewers really tune into?
My. Not quite what I had scheduled for the day, but what do you have in mind, friend?
Mike, play my battle music.
Fight! Ooh!
Well, first time for everything, I suppose.
Ooh!
4!
4, please. Football season's over.
So, ready to call it a day?
Oh!
Ow!
Ow! Let's go! Marketable blushy! That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun, the Caine plushie.
You know, maybe we've been going about this the wrong way.
Exactly! What we need to break the ice is a good old-fashioned
Physical challenge.
Physical challenge, let's go!
Sure.
He's doing his own adventures.
All right, so this one's pretty simple. You just gotta hey.
Okay,
Yeah,
this...
can I get a,
That's Discord. Oh no, not the jump scare, of course. Ugh, of course.
No, not you.
Censor board member. Oh no, the censor's gonna kill me. Alright, sprite fight.
TV Zilla!
It looks like TV Zilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not.
This just in. Weird floating teeth man found frozen in some kind of snow ring. More at 11.
This is a fairy scene. Okay, this is fully animated. I was expecting like some text,
Draw!
but this is like...
In hindsight, I'm not sure why I picked this one to do next.
Uh-oh. The roaring NPC appeared.
Wait,
Damn.
Huh. I guess he really could see his house under there.
what a show, folks! But I think it's time that we return to our regularly scheduled programming.
Oh, perfect! I've got just the thing for the occasion. Today's planned adventure.
No! No, that's quite all right. In fact, today's special wouldn't be possible without an audience like you. Because for one night and one night only, we've got a once-in-a-lifetime event. 1,000 points to whoever
There's the army.
floating teeth man out of my studio.
My! What an adorable ensemble! Why don't we go all out, eh, Bubble?
You got it.
Alright, army fight.
Meant go back and get them. This is just disgusting. Anyways, doesn't seem like these guys are human, so go nuts, everyone! Tear them to pieces!
Some proper bloodshed, eh? Let's hope the censors don't kill us then.
Why is he unreasonably buff? Why did you have to make them buff, Carbonate? Gem. Hey, El Nino! El Nino, El Nino!
Honestly, it is gratifying to find that someone who finally gets with me.
Let's go, Gummy-Goo! Let's go!
You know, strangely, I don't feel too bad about those ones. Whoop!
Well, folks, we've had a good laugh, but our contestant has hardly impressed any of the judges. What do you say we take this hack off the air?
Hack? Hey, my adventures have rave reviews.
Let's see what the audience said when it
From
came to
who?
their favorite
From who?
program. Survey says, looks like they're ditching digital, pals. CRT is the blast from the past that all the kids crave. And I'm not stopping until it's your favorite, too.
Enough!
Alright. There's the crazy part.
They want to replace me with you? Ungrateful! I put in the work, the hours, and I will not be taken offline for the sake of some password reruns! You just crank all this out! I put in the heart!
Jesus.
Hey, pal, no need to push the ratings. We're having fun here.
Fun! Fun! All of the fun you've had across every microwave of your life will not equal 1/1 billionth of the fun I have planned for you!
Fear it not, TV guy. I shall save you.
If the world is so much better when you're in charge, let's see what your show's been like.
Yeah, there's the trauma.
Hello? Where'd everybody go? No, not again. Hello? Chris? Asriel? December? Anyone?
Yeah. This holiday missing.
Show you that you're right.
Jesus. Ooh.
My show ends.
Oh, he's back.
I say it ends.
It ends now!
Okay, the clones.
Mike, what is this guy?
No, you moron. That would never work.
You see some boss?
He's an AI. If we could just find a way to turn him off.
Nah.
How's everyone looking at me?
Get down there, you idiot.
We're gonna consider turning it off.
Fun for you!
Hey! How do you like my marathon?
There's the drill! The drill from the finale! And a nice Simone reference! Ooh. Okay! They seem to be buying into the Dark World argument. So I'm definitely losing this.
Family back home. Kids. And that's something you'll never understand. Mike, give me you, please.
Okay. Okay. Going microscopic, apparently. Or like small.
I got it.
I got it!
Okay, what is going on, man? I have a hard time understanding what it is. That seems to be it.
Thanks for playing!
Yeah. Or is it? What? That's cute.
Say it with me, folks. It's
TV time!
I love TV.
That's all.
Holy shit!
Well, looks like Caine was the one running the show, right into a brick wall.
At first glance, this outcome may seem surprising. Caine is effectively a god in his own right, but it turns out Tenna actually had all he needed to come out on top.
I mean, the
Let's get the
deletion,
basics out of the
like,
way first. Comparing them
I wasn't
to
sure
the
about, like,
obvious
turning off the
Caine
TV.
takes a clear lead to start.
But
Tenna
that's
slams
clearly
his
seemed
hands
to be
together
the...
match half a kill. Caine takes a clear lead to start. Tenna slamming his hands together could match half a kiloton of TNT, but Caine's moon could fly around with thousands of times that amount of force.
So, considering Caine should be even stronger than that, he should comfortably outmuscle Tenna, right?
Well, it's not quite that simple. Remember, Tenna was able to trade blows with Chris and their gang, who in turn fought the Titan, the same day they fought the
Yeah.
Knights, mind you.
Okay, so they seem to be...
Birdly could make one of these things. And the Titan's status as a living Dark World gives it an insane level of power, given these things often have entire starry skies and other cosmic bodies.
But wait,
Okay,
doesn't
they seem to
Caine
be buying
similarly
into
control and
the
create
Dark
Circus
World, like,
Shouldn't he be working on a wider scope?
The
Starry
Titan
Planet
argument.
is also at its own starry sky as well, so it should seem like strength at worst to tie.
Well, not quite. Remember, Caine isn't really making things from scratch most of the time, typically reusing pre-made assets. And for the stars in particular, keep in mind the Circus uses a
Yeah,
sky
that's what I
meaning
that's what I
that
picked up.
Starry Sky isn't really
It's a custom
real.
map. Yeah, there's
in terms of
no...
adventure worlds he's made, the biggest one we can reasonably attribute to him is the Candy Kingdom. And it should go without saying that a sky full of stars is a bit bigger than a kingdom. Even without cosmic dark worlds, we know they contain their own kingdoms, and, well, worlds, still outpacing Caine.
Tenna is also just faster. Caine could travel
Yeah,
at a little
that-
under 3% the
I
speed of light,
predicted
but
that.
Tenna fought people that could casually maneuver around infrared.
While one can argue Caine moving in tandem with what seems to be Data in episode 9 is a speed feat, Lil supports these streams actually being raw traveling data, and Deltarune has higher speed feats to surpass them regardless. Jackenstein, the son of... Jackenstein? How the hell is he faster in light?
Pulses at
The sun
speeds
that
over
speed.
20 times faster.
Tenna
There
takes
it is.
ratings on both fronts, but he'd have his work cut out for him when it came to dealing with Caine's abilities. This part of things, yeah, it goes about how you'd expect. Tenna may be versatile, but Caine can do basically anything, including the vast majority of what Tenna can do. Plus, stuff like his deletion snap would be able to instantly remove Tenna from the fight, though the latter's clones could stall for a bit at least.
That's not to mention his
Q&A statements have said that deletion in the digital circus merely sends you to the void. If this is the case, then Tenna could simply teleport back.
insane immortality. Brute force alone wouldn't let Tenna secure a win when lesser AIs like Bubble have come back from having their entire body destroyed. And soul damage in a
Wouldn't that be like... Wouldn't that just be like Caine recreating Bubble whenever he wants?
lesser AIs like Bubble have come back from having their entire body destroyed. And soul damage isn't cutting it either when, well, what soul would be affected here exactly?
Yeah.
Caine handedly has Tenna beaten abilities and could definitely snatch the win if Tenna lacked a way to put him down.
Fortunately, Tenna, especially with his cast, had the situation covered. There are some massive, game-changing things up Tenna's sleeve that Caine just had no answer to. The rules card, for example, could entirely nullify anything Caine had. And from there, nothing stops Tenna from just putting him in a gotcha prison and tossing him away.
I mean, you can say the same about Caine if he can basically take away any like independency you have over your own body, like in his own musical where he takes over like the entire human crew, like he forces them to move and whatever. even pulls like Pomni's brain at some point. So it's possible, or so like I could see an argument for Caine being able to do the same. So not entirely buying that one. The rules card. The rules card was The rules card was able to lock down the options of the player. A canonical force in Deltarune. Through Chris, their vessel. It should likewise be able to restrict Caine's overall AI via his own avatar.
Being left powerless in a ball forever sounds like a loss to me.
And remember, Tenna can use the card even without rules, meaning the ladder's flakiness isn't going to cost Tenna a win.
Or, more directly, you could even argue the Zappers could simply turn Caine off altogether. He's come back from deletion, sure, but that's not really apples to apples. Though, again,
I mean, if you turn off it's pretty much confirmed that the amazing digital circus will go extinct the moment the PC goes off. I think it's Gooseworks herself said that Gooseworks herself, she said like, yeah, the digital circus, like yeah, they live happily together, they live happily ever after and whatever. It can shut down if someone beats the PC with a baseball bat.
It has no way out of a rules card plus gotcha ball purgatory combo, and that's probably even more reliable.
Yeah, Caine was able to deter hacking attempts, but this isn't really comparable to the rules cards effect. A much more comparable moment is the firewall in episode 9 stripping him of his flight, showing that he can be restricted by outside forces.
Caine's summons, meanwhile, are largely just extra bodies without much in the way of special tricks. The only exception would be the possessive ghosts, which, well...
Yeah, I don't think Tenna will be inhaling them anytime soon when his face is a screed.
I mean... How do I... I mean, he can create other conditions, I'm sure. Lancer's own card was able to override the rules card. However, Lancer was never affected by the letter to begin with, and showed up after it had been used. Caine's reality warping or circus voting system would not be able to override it like he himself had already been inflicted. Sure.
And given Tenna is way faster, Caine would seriously struggle to get in a win before old TV had either revoked all permissions or just literally shut him down for good. While Caine could bounce back from any punishment Tenna might be able to dish out, Tenna's cast provided him just the openings he needed to keep the Ringmaster down.
Caine was an extremely unpredictable and potentially overwhelming threat, but...
Okay, Caine, more creative with his abilities, could potentially instantly end the fight. Nigh impossible to directly kill. Far weaker and slower. Could potentially instantly end the fight if he wasn't so much slower. Okay, nigh impossible to directly kill, but could be permanently incapacitated. Much less useful support. Zero actual combat experience.
Tenna's numerical edges and
far stronger and faster. Rules card can, and maybe Zappers could incapacitate Caine. Could shut down Caine before the latter can meaningfully act. Much more useful support, so actually has combat experience. Less flexible reality warping. What was it? Rules card could incapacitate Caine, but lacks a way to directly kill him. Could shut down Caine before the latter can meaningfully act, but is vulnerable if Caine can act.
We're able to execute this executable.
Looks like Caine's just gonna have to grit his teeth, because as it turns out, this idiot can box.
There you go, that's more like it, Noah. This match's winner is Mr. Tenna.
Okay, massive upset. Holy shit. That's a massive upset. I was not anticipating that one. I'm sure it will never join the list of controversial episodes that Fan Battles had over the years. Not entirely sure about the outcome, to be entirely blunt. I'm not entirely convinced by Tenna scaling to the Titans. Because, like, the whole thing with defeating the Titans is that Susie... It's not that they could defeat the Titans. I have chapter 4 like fresh in my mind. It's not that they defeated the Titan. It's that Susie grabbed Chris, who Chris can seal dark fountains. She just grabbed Chris and dunked him inside and dunked him inside of the Titan. It's not that Chris was strong. It's just that Chris, or the soul inside Chris, I suspect, is what is used to purify dark worlds. It's not Susie's own strength. It's not necessarily a matter of Susie's strength. It was more of a matter of just like Susie jumping, or you could say she was fast enough to get inside the Titan before the Titan could reform its shield or whatever, and Chris's soul, or like the player having the power to just like purify entire dark worlds. So I don't really know about that. I don't really know. It's a matter of I don't know if it's a matter of power necessarily, but overall, like I could suspect, like when seeing the rundown, I could have suspect that the army would be kind of like on Tenna's side, despite Caine's NPC being more loyal. Tenna's crew can be like actually loyal of their own volition and a bit more unpredictable, and definitely I can buy that they're definitely more flexible and have definitely more and they definitely help him out more than Caine's NPCs. Not to mention, they didn't even mention. Well, they did mention the combat experience. I would say Tenna has more experience, like he has more experience. Period. Caine can come up with combat situations. I don't think he can't. I don't think Caine has like zero combat experience. He can still create. He can still create like horror beings that want to kill you. He can still create a pursuit scenario and whatever. And he can create fighting scenarios. So he should have like some battle experience. At least not as much as what they're saying. Anyway, I'm discussing this way too much. Let's talk about the fights. That's what I tend to talk more about. This was wild. The fact that it was fully animated this time instead of just like little text and stuff. That's an amazing progress. The two voice actors, the voice actors for Caine and Tenna did great. They sound awesome. I love the voice tone on Tenna, especially. I love the how faithful it is to the very little they have to work with when it comes to Tenna's voice. And Caine sounded very faithful. I love them like jumping from adventures to adventures, creating like actual little fighting scenario. Then we go to the army fight. This was a long one, and like the I'm not sure about the. I'm not sure about like some scenes were just like stopped, which, you know, it's normal. It seems to be like it's more of a collab between different animators and artists. Which carbonated gem, by the way, that looks amazing. That looks amazing because I definitely recognize carbonated gem's style. I don't know about the other animators. I do not know about the other animators. I don't know about the other animators. Well, there's definitely. I think I should have. There should have been a credit. There's definitely should have been a credit. The climax was weird. It kept me a bit on my toes in the sense that I don't know when this was. I didn't know when this was going to end. Is my thing. The ending seemed to drag on a little bit. it seems to drag on a little bit instead of just like having like a reliable ending. But it's still like the Caine ending with like I love TV. It's kind of funny. It was kind of fun. But yeah, honestly, I don't know about the rundown. I feel like the rundown didn't present these characters like at least didn't present the story as well as it could have. Because like they directly throw Caine's backstory and Tenna's backstory like right in front of the. It kind of the intro of both rundown kind of drags on a little bit. Like it doesn't really get to the point of like the overall world. So that's the little negative. That's some of my negative takes on this, but otherwise it's very fun. It was an incredibly fun fight. It was an incredibly fun fight overall. The humor was also very on point. Both characters seem to be well portrayed. I liked how they were both portrayed. I'm trying to say other stuff, but yeah, overall that was like fantastic work to all of the animators, because like, gosh, it was fun. That was a fun time, and congrats to all the animators that worked on this, and I need to listen to the music, because it seemed like there's a custom track by Sky that I haven't gotten to listen to yet, because I didn't want to spoil myself for this fight. But yeah, honestly, I don't know what else to say. So like, I should skip to the credit immediately. Oh, that's a nice touch. The nice touch. You know what? I should have left it there. Bonnie and Chris. Wait, that's so good. Of course it's Ralph saying Jax. Of course it's Ralph saying Jax, you fucking eggs! Don't think I don't see that. Tenna research Noah Green. The research are handled independently. Okay, that's cool. Written by Noah Green. Hosted by Noah Green Vegan Works. Oh. Yeah, no, honestly, very, very good, the very good job for Noah Green and Vegan Works who put this all together. It's pretty cool. Kinger and Kinger, Susie, and Ragatha. I don't know why the gunman and Zubul and Gengal. You could have put Gengal and Zubul with Susie and Noelle. I don't care that Noelle like isn't necessarily part of the picture. She has a Dark World equivalent, or like she has a Dark World appearance. But yeah, no, that's still cool. Evil Bonnie, Evil Jax. Hey, he brings Caine back. That's cool.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'd like to give
I did, it was fun.
The current $25 backer, Definito. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I will see you all next time. Till then.
Alright, let's see what they got next. Just probably won't react to it, but yeah, Invincible. Invincible versus someone. Oh, Battle Beast versus Lord Boros. Battle Beast versus Boros. Yeah, there it is. Pretty fun fight. Lord Boros versus Battle Beast. Alright, that sounds like a fun fight. Anyway, I don't really have anything to say. I probably won't be reacting to this one, but yeah, I like this matchup. I like that they're doing this matchup. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this this reaction of a fan battle. If you let me know what you thought of this video in the comments. If you like this reaction, share it to your friends, your families, your foes. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, to be notified for more reactions. I have a lot of things I want to do. So. Like regarding streams, regarding drawings, I still have to draw Anger's Traveler. I want to do this live, so subscribe if you want to be notified by that. And without further ado, how can I shut this thing off? How can I wrap this up?
Wait, what?